Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm doing a gift request. Carolina's Beauty, aka Phyllis. You guys have gotten to know her on the channel. She's a sweetheart. You guys interact with one another. I love seeing this. Let's see. The Gatlin brothers, I think it's Larry Gatlin, but the Gatlin brothers song Broken Lady. And Phyllis made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. So shout out to you, Phyllis. I think this is the first time I've worn this fleece on the channel. So maybe if it's the first time, maybe you inspired it somehow, even though these aren't Carolina's colors in any way. Duke, UNC, NC State, none of those would be these colors. But whatever, I wanted to wear something different. But Phyllis, you provided me with a link to the song, but when I went to get it, it wasn't available anymore. The song. So I got this rendition of it. I hope this is acceptable. Let's put it that way. I hope this works for you. But yeah, it was strange because I got the link, went to get it, and it says this content is no longer available. So that's the way that goes. But I got old footage. That's the nature of traditional country music too. If there is footage, and there's a lot of it out there, it can be grainy.
She's a broken lady, waiting to be mended, like a potter would mend a broken vase. A broken lady, waiting to be mended, and have what's left of the pieces put back in place. Her love's like a fortress around a man she would have died for, taking care to take care of all he needed. But the lady's fortress slowly turned into a prison, and the warning signs he gave she never needed. She vowed every morning that what God joined together, no one else in the world could put apart.
Yeah, I hear that.
Then the walls came tumbling to the ground, and her world came crashing down around her heart, her heart. Now she's a broken lady, waiting to be mended, like a potter would mend a broken vase. A broken lady, waiting to be mended, and have what's left of the pieces put back in place. She's a broken lady, waiting to be mended, and have what's left of the pieces put back in place.
Yes, that's true of men and women, and in the context of this, but for the woman in the song, she turned her fortress into a prison. Like she's building walls around her heart, kind of like Pink Floyd's The Wall. Different context and development of how that wall happened, but in this case, broken relationship. She thought the marriage would last forever. We don't know why it didn't last forever, but it came crashing down. He clearly left. Well, I shouldn't say clearly. He evidently left. And for whatever reason, it broke. And I understand that too, because that's what happened in my marriage. So, and which has been over for like 20 years. So you could talk about it. If you're going through a tough time right now because your relationship is on the rocks, It's brutally painful. It's disorienting. It's confusing. You feel like you're dying. You may think you want to die, but you don't. It's only because you feel like you're dying that in your brain you're like, do I want this? And it's like, no. But each day, each week, each month, and each year, each interaction with a friend, a family member, and an acquaintance, just somebody who says something nice to you or supportive, all helps you breathe better as you're going through it. But if you don't believe in divorce, some people don't believe in divorce because they think it's a sin and all that. I'm not one of those. You can even read in the Bible, for example, those of you who are theologically oriented, there are instructions in there on how to go about getting divorced. But all that said, it's so painful and disorienting that you do guard yourself. And then it can turn into where you're not going to trust anybody else. And when you don't trust anybody else, it can turn into a prison. But it's a normal part of the coping mechanism, the way we cope as we go through this, where I am not exposing myself to pain any longer. And then eventually you get into another relationship. But here's the thing. If you happen to be the guy in the context of this song with a broken lady, and you happen to be the guy that sparks something in her heart, or she realizes maybe she can trust again, because we are socially oriented. If we've been married once or in a deep relationship once, we'll likely want another one. Not just as a replacement of that, but that just means that's how we're wired in a sense, or that's what we're looking for is companionship. And we generally let our guard down at some point when we're far enough removed from the initial pain. Now, some folks will get into rebound relationships, and then you realize, well, this isn't what I wanted, because you weren't even thinking clearly. It feels good. It feels good to be loved by somebody else after being rejected by by your spouse perhaps. But eventually you set your standards, you find out who you are, what you want, but if you're the guy, in this context of this song, if you're the guy who can mend her, you need patience. You can't be too handsy initially. You need to just be a gentleman and pay attention to where her hurts are and not respond in kind, because chances are you've been hurt in life too if you're still available. Phil, their harmonies were gorgeous in this. The arrangement was nothing over the top because their harmonies are the feature. And the lyrics in this song were beautiful. I mean, who knew that such a simple song, a broken lady, and she's turned her fortress into a prison, her guarded heart now into a prison. And who knew it could sound so beautiful? Probably the definition or the poster child for poignancy. So, all right, I'm going to rate this one. Wow. Okay. Those of you who are new to the channel, the way I rate things is when I remember that I've got to rate the song or I'm going to rate it, a number pops into my head immediately, and that's what I go with. And sometimes it even surprises me. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher than what I might have thought, if that makes sense. But the number that popped into my head on this was a 9.3. So that's going in the playlist of songs of 9 and above. I mean, it's the Gatlins, the Gatlin brothers. So Carolina's Beauty, a.k.a. Phyllis, thank you for that, my dear. These songs give me so much to think about and to feel, and I love that. And I hope you have the same experience with the songs, too. And I mean, all of you, but certainly Phyllis, I know it means a lot to you. So there you go, folks. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.